Hey guys, how's it going? This is Mike from M&R Automotive. Today I'm going to show you how to use the M&R wireless wiring harness to install some light bars. It's a universal product. We are using it today on the 2024 Ford F-150 that did not come with auxiliary switches. Let me show you how I'm going to wire these light bars and control them wirelessly from inside the cab. The light bar that we've installed is a white light bar. It has two wires coming out of it. You have a red wire, which is the positive, and then you have a black wire that is a ground. If you purchased a dual function light bar, it actually comes with three wires coming out of it. You get the same red and black wires, which is the power to the main function of the light, which is the white, and you have the ground, which is the black, but in addition you have a blue wire, and that's the power wire for the amber DRL. So if you're using a single function light bar, you're just using one positive from the control module. If you're using a dual function light bar, you just need two power sources that you could also get from the same control module. You just have two different buttons. You get your operation manual, you get your stickers for the wireless remote. There's a remote, there's the actual controller, a magnetic pad for the remote. You use the 3M tape to put this pad in somewhere inside the cab, and then it'll just stick and create a base for the remote. You get some mounting zip ties, and we get a bag of hardware. You get a master fuse, and this is 100 amp. You get a fuse holder, and when you take the cover off, that's where we're going to connect the master power wire. So let's go ahead and connect the fuse. I'm going to go ahead and unscrew these two bolts. Take off the top washer. I'm going to go ahead and slide the fuse here. And we're going to also connect the two terminals. So inside the baggie you get two red wires. This is going to be our power wires. You get a ground wire. Also get an ACC wire. It's an optional feature. We're actually not going to use this ACC wire for this project because the fuse size is different, so we're going to put it away. So now that we're installing the master fuse for the fuse box, we're going to go ahead and connect the two power wires, one on each side. We're going to use the washer and the nut that we previously removed. On the second end, we do the same thing. We're going to connect the terminal. We're going to put a washer, a lock washer, and a nut. One end inside the box, one end to the battery, and there's a fuse in the middle. So let me show you how to connect this wire into this box. Let's go ahead and take off the 4 bolts. And if you look inside, there's a battery plus and a battery minus tag. So the red wire is going to go to the battery plus. We're going to unscrew this. I'm going to slide the terminal underneath it like that, and we can tighten it. Now that the positive is ready, we're going to do the same thing for the ground. It's a small terminal here. So now we have this unit assembled, and we can connect it to the battery of the truck. All right, so now that we're back to the battery, let's go ahead and install the module. On the battery, you have a positive terminal as well as a negative. We're going to connect the red wire, which is the positive. You don't have to remove this bolt, you just loosen it. Just enough to slide the fork under. We're going to tighten it back up. For the ground is not for the light bars themselves. The ground is just for the module to function. So we're going to go ahead and use the battery ground. We're going to slide this under. Awesome. So now we're ready to connect the light bar to the module. If you see the light is either on or blinking, that means it's getting power. The black wire is the ground and the red wire is the positive. So we're going to find power from the module for the red wire, and for the black wire we're just going to put an eyelet on it and ground it to the battery as well. So what I'm going to do right now, first I'm going to take off some of the protective sheathing just with a blade and just isolate these two wires. There we go. We can cut this off. All this access is not necessary. For the black wire, we're going to put an eyelid. We're going to crimp an eyelid to it. So I'm going to go ahead and ground it on the battery as well. You can either do the ground the battery or the chassis of the vehicle. Just put an eyelid, put this through, and replace the same nut. Okay, and then for the power, I'm going to install it on switch number 1. I'm going to loosen the terminal. I'm going to go ahead and slide this under. and tighten the terminal back up. So now that we have the ground on the light bar as well as the power, we can go ahead and test out if we wired everything up properly. Now let's go ahead and test it out. So we chose switch number 1 for powerful white light, and if you could take a look, everything is wired up perfectly. Thank you guys for watching. I know you guys are going to love this product.